Here is called the de Havilland Twin Otter. They're built around the 1970s, and like I was telling these people, this is kind of a pickup truck for airplanes, if you will. It's not really fast, which it's okay. It still gets there fast enough, but it carries a lot of weight. So picture there's 8 smoke jumpers sitting on this side, and this is all the cargo that will be going with them on their fire. In the back here we also have chainsaws and some other miscellaneous equipment that are also all boxed up with parachutes. So what happens on a typical fire mission, it's in the middle of the summer and a lightning storm comes through. Dispatch calls and says, we got a fire, we want you guys to respond to. So within 10 minutes, all the equipment that you saw in there is on the jumpers and the wheels are up off the end of the runway. We get going that quick towards the fire. So we take advantage of the speed, but also, you know, the efficiency of making sure people are getting their stuff ready quick enough so we can get to the fire quicker. So we finally arrive to the fire, and what happens is in the front left seat is a pilot, and in the front right seat is a mission coordinator we call the spotter, a senior smoke jumper. And he'll be talking to dispatch and saying, okay, here's the deal with the fire. It's burning on a south slope ponderosa pine, 2 acres, very active. I think the best course of action is all 8 smoke jumpers. Dispatch generally responds back, okay, we want you to take action on the fire. That being said, the spotter will now unbuckle his seatbelt there, and like a monkey will climb over all the jumpers to the back of the airplane. Somebody like myself. So you get to the back of the airplane. We don't want to fall out of the airplane. We tether into the airplane. So if we hit turbulence or anything, I'm not going to fall out of the airplane, right? So what I'll do is I'll be talking with the spot. I have a headset on with a microphone, and I'm talking to the pilot, and I say, I'm looking at the jump spot, the big meadow on the left side of the fire. You got it? Yep, I got it. Everybody in the plane got the jump spot I'm looking at? Yep, got it. All right. Let's go to 1,500 feet, and that means 1,500 feet above the ground level right there, that particular meadow. And I'm going to throw the streamers. You saw the streamers in the movie, and that's so we can see, you know, where the wind drift is and stuff. So I'll be talking to the pilot, left, right, get right over the jump spot, throw the streamers. Stopwatch starts. And everybody is glued to the windows. They want to know what the wind is doing, you know. So streamers land, and let's say, just for the sake of the exercise, this right here is the jump spot. And that's where we flew over. That's where I let the streamers out. The wind's going to carry them, and the wind carries them over here. So now I tell the pilot, I say, okay, let's fly streamers to spot. He'll come back around at the airplane. He'll fly right where these streamers landed. He'll fly right to the spot. And now I'm going to let these out an equal distance the opposite direction. And ideally, the wind is going to carry them, and they're going to land somewhere into that spot. Okay, so it's 2 sets of streamers. So they land into the spot. The time was good on it. And the reason we care about the time, let's say it's a really hot day, there's a lot of up air. The jumpers want to know there's a lot of up air because you're going to stay up in the air longer, and you don't want to do anything crazy that's going to keep you up there too long. The other thing is, during a thunderstorm activity day, if there's down air is not our friend. We don't like that. We're going to hit hard if there's a lot of down air, so we'll sometimes call off the mission for a few minutes and come back till the cell passes by. So everything's good. The streamers land in the spot. I now tell the pilot, okay, we're going to go live. Let's climb to 3,000 feet. We get to 3,000 feet. I tell all the jumpers, activate your AADs. Remember the little device I told you that, so it's got the computer in it and stuff? So now it knows, that computer's smart enough to know we're at 3,000 feet. So if somebody fell out, whatever, it would automatically deploy a parachute. So we're there, and I say, 2 jumpers, are you ready? Are you tight? Tight means they've got their leg straps tight because you don't want to have loose leg straps. And they say, yes, we are. And I give them a briefing. You got the jump spot? Yep. You got the streamers? Yep. So I'm showing about 250 yards of drift. The hazards down there is the big trees. There's a rock in the meadow. Don't go near that rock. Stay away from that rock. You got any questions? And they'll say, nope. Or they'll ask me a question if there's something that I missed. Okay. So as we're coming back around on the next pass, say, hook up. So they hook up that little clip I showed you around on the equipment in there. And they're all sitting right here in the seat. I'm getting close to the spot, and I tell them, go ahead and get in the door. Jumper gets in the door, gives the spotter enough room, says, get ready. Gets ready, gets a slap on the shoulder. Out number 1 goes, number 2, right behind him. So all the jumpers, you know, we'll do it 2 at a time or sometimes 4 at a time, depending on how big the spot is. They're all out of the airplane, they radio back up, and they say, everybody's on the ground, everybody's good. Let's get all the cargo. So now the next thing that I'll have to do as a spotter is I'll drag these boxes to the back of the airplane, and they have little round parachutes on them. And at about 250 feet, 300 feet roughly, we'll throw those out directly over the jump spot. And more times than not, they make it to the ground. Sometimes it's a lot of timber. They might hang up in the trees and stuff like that. Depending on what kind of fire it is, if it's a desert fire with a lot of grass and there's not going to be much line digging, right behind you there's some flappers. And all it is like a big broom, so we can beat the fire out. Sometimes we're in the timber country and we need chainsaws. We've got 2 steel chainsaws in the back. They're in little boxes, a little smaller than this. And then in a rare event that somebody should get injured on a jump, or we're going in to help somebody that's injured from a crew or something like that, right under the seat that you're sitting at, you probably kick it. You can see that there's a box under there. And that right there has oxygen in it. It has a backboard in it, IVs, pain medication, everything. We have a whole bunch of EMTs, so if there is an emergency like that, we can respond to it and help folks out accordingly. So they go fight the fire, just like any firefighter would, and whatever the mission is, it needs to be done, whether it's put the fire out or we just want to put line around it or whatever. And when the fire's all out, of course, all of this, plus the stuff we jumped out with, has to come back with us. So sometimes it's the helicopter ride, sometimes all of it's on our back, sometimes a mule train will come in with packers and help us carry some of it out. So we just never know, but that's always kind of the fun and excitement of it. When we get on the airplane, we never know where we're going and we never know what kind of a deal it's going to be. And it just makes for some pretty good excitement. Any questions?